Hi there, I'm Nick, and today we'll be talking about our API. An API is software that allows two applications to talk to each other. Some like to use the metaphor of a messenger between two parties. There are two main uses for our Sched API. The simplest of the two allows you more customized data exports beyond our standard export options found in the control panel. For example, maybe you're planning a company outing and you'd like some simple information of names, when they first joined your Sched, and when they were last active. That way, you can follow up with any individuals that may have let scheduling slip their minds. The second use is a more complex integration with our platform from another data source. Please note, this integration will need to be built by you and your team, so this requires that you or someone on your team have some technical expertise beyond standard computer use. Things like a basic understanding of HTML, web APIs, and development environments will be helpful here. Your organization may already have information like names, emails, bios, etc. that the API would allow you to import and export data from that existing database. You and your tech team can find our API documentation with basic instructions and understanding here at sched.com/API. You'll find the API and API keys in the Exports menu. You can navigate there by selecting the cloud icon found here in your Sponsors, Schedules, Attendees, or Speakers tab. Select the API at the top and you'll find some basic instructions at the top of the page and your API keys. These are required to access the API. You'll see just below all the different endpoints that can be used to import and export data. Now I'm going to walk you through how to use an endpoint to get some custom data like we talked about earlier. First, I'm going to select List by the People endpoint, and we're going to be provided with some information about how to use that here. Towards the bottom, we have an example URL used to export data. You can think of this URL kind of like a recipe to get what you'd like. We have to go through and replace a few pieces of information in order to export the data that we're seeking. So you'll see we have to go and change and add our API key. We can specify the format. And then you'll also notice we have an additional field for fields here. By default, it's going to export things like username, name, phone, etc. But from our earlier example, we're looking for name, when our user joined, and when they were last active so that we can follow up with those folks. Let's try that now. First, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste our URL to a blank page. And now let's replace some of that information. I've got to grab my API key at the top of the page here. Going to adjust this to CSV, and then let's add those fields. Here I'll select Enter, and you're prompted for a download. There we go. That's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, please reach out at support@sched.com.